Oh, a tearful Caroline Ellison calls FTX collapse a relief at Sam Bankman-Fried trial. So the company that politicians were, I'm just going to say it, running money, using to launder money, generally the Democrat Party. There could have been some Republicans in there too. Remember, there is a uniparty, which is a lot of them all on the same side. But the Democrat Party laundering money over to Ukraine. These things are all documented as well. We've the videos in the past we've done as well. You can go check those out. But Caroline Ellison wants you to know the ex of Sam Bankman-Fried pleaded guilty to helping him take billions in FTX customer assets, testified at his fraud trial Wednesday that she has been terrified the truth would come out about the crypto exchange, and its ultimate collapse last year brought an overwhelming feeling of relief. Oh, well, I bet it did. That's how we know there is actual truth in life, because when you're going against truth, when you're going against consciousness and your morality, it's inside you and eats away at you. Every person has it. When we're doing the wrong thing, some people have suppressed it more than others, right? But when we're doing the wrong thing, we innately know it as human beings. That's just how it works. We've all been there. And we have that gut feeling, we have that intuition, we have the conscience in us gnawing at us. Some are able to press it down and suppress it more than others. But this is huge. And the other part, and she's talking about this sense of relief and stuff like that. The other part, though, is that they admitted to trying to suppress the price of Bitcoin. I think this might be one of the most evil and deceitful things. So not only did they use customer funds, they didn't. So people were coming in, purchasing Bitcoin, or they thought they were purchasing Bitcoin. It was never actually purchased. So meaning that the cash never made it to the exchange to actually buy Bitcoin away from the market. So the price of Bitcoin actually should have gone higher. So instead of 60 or 70,000, the price maybe should have been 80, 100, 120 or 150,000. We don't even know. And instead it capped at 60 or 70, and then it crashed all the way down to 15,000 at one point, right when this collapse happened, almost exactly a year ago, about 11 months ago. And it was worse because they were trying to suppress the price. They were actively, paper selling short, and they were using funds, customer funds, other funds that people had put in to short sell Bitcoin and try to pay out other investors, right? It basically, in essence, a Ponzi scheme, but actively trying to suppress the price. Do you know how many people were affected by this, right? At a small level, a very selfish level, many people, coming to me and saying, well, hey, I thought this was supposed to be a great thing. I thought this was supposed to be the next thing. What happened to your Bitcoin? And on and on and on. All the way up to many people like me that heard a lot of grief like that and had to fight through that fear, uncertainty, and doubt. All the way up to the biggest people. Mining companies, many mining companies, exchanges going bankrupt, going down, losing people. People killed themselves. I mean, literally, there was people that got killed and people that killed themselves because of this and these crashes that happened because of people like this, Sam Bankman-Fried and Caroline Ellison, who literally admitted to scamming everyone and trying to suppress the price of Bitcoin. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. I know Bob Burnett was livid. I mean, just beside himself. One of my good friends. This money laundering. I mean, when you look at the people, let's be honest. When you look at the people, I mean, they look like complete shills. They look like people that are just put into a position to just be the figureheads of this operation that was going on underneath them. In a way, there was nothing else going on. There's no accounting. They had nothing. So there was a lot of shady stuff going on here. I don't know how much you're ever going to find out about this, because I truly think there were some high-level people involved in this, and they were just scamming money, laundering money, and grift and graft. And we're never going to actually know what happened. They're just going to make Caroline Ellison and Sam Bankman-Fried, they're just going to make them scapegoats, and they're going to be like, oh, okay, whatever, we'll put them in jail. They'll go to somewhere nice. They'll end up getting out eventually, and who knows what, just because they're well-connected people to their parents who are in the Democrat Party. I believe his dad's on Soros-funded, boards and things like that. So you can see the. I wish I had the Glenn Beck whiteboard here, because you could whiteboard this all out. But there's a lot of shady connections. Again, I don't have these connections, So if people aren't connected, the truth starts with the truth comes from the grain of. Wow, I can't even talk. But it starts from the kernel of the truth. These things, the lies, I should say, or rumors start from the kernel of the truth. And I don't find myself in these situations because I'm not that person. I don't have these connections, right? Just like you. So why is it that certain people consistently always have these bad things happening to them, or bad things happening to the people they know, or their family members, their loved ones, their friends? Why is that? It's because things like that happen to people like them. it's a theme here, guys, and this is the intellect, using your intellect, like Bob Proctor talks about, your 6 higher faculties: intuition, your memory, your perception, your reasoning, your imagination, and understanding this, and in your willpower. So I think that was all 6 for those of you that correct me sometimes. Anyway, this is very important, but it's why we talk about the importance of taking your Bitcoin, putting it in self-custody, taking your Bitcoin, putting it off the exchange and putting it in self-custody right away. You have to do that right away, and make sure you have it under your own control. Be your own bank. Very simple process. So this is freedom advice. It's not financial advice. It's freedom advice. This is just sound, smart, and then you don't have to be involved with money launderers like this and scammers like this, because this is going to continue happening until people realize, oh, I can't do this with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's instant settlement, final settlement. With gold and silver, like they're able to scam it, and these banks, JP Morgan, are constantly getting caught scamming, and you can't do that with Bitcoin. You could try, but it's instant settlement. So if people have a run on the bank immediately, it can be audited. People can take custody of it right away. Instead of this huge lag, there's huge arbitrage, like gold and silver say, where you have to get it, you got to take it, you got to find it in the vault, you got to ship it out, you have to assay it, you have to do all these things. There's a lot of areas, a lot of vectors and surface area for attack and corruption, where there's not. There's very little surface area for attack or corruption inside the Bitcoin ecosystem. So people can try to short sell it, they can try to do things like this, but when the price moves in this volatile nature, especially in the beginning, the next 5 or 10 years, as it still moves kind of volatilely, it's going to blow people up that are trying to do ridiculous things with it. And that's the beauty of this. And that's where George Gammon, someone who doesn't think Bitcoin changes you, it's changed my life completely. It's changed many of the people I know completely, in the way you think about everything, the way you think about life, global affairs, geopolitics, the way you take risk, the way you look at your finances. This is why it'll change people, because people start seeing that, and it will incentivize them to do good things and just be part of the system, work hard, and actually provide value, and actually just collect Bitcoin and store Bitcoin up and use that as your currency, as your money, instead of this old fiat legacy sinking Titanic that incentivizes grift and graft. So that's the beauty of these two systems being built. We're seeing the CBDCs and fiat and slavery, and we're seeing Bitcoin and freedom. And it's starting to become very apparent, and it will become more apparent in the coming years. We talk about the Middle East. Again, look at Lebanon. We talk about Lebanon. Go back and watch some of our videos about Lebanon, and people going into the banks, the insane inflation rates of them printing currency, revaluing their currency, the government just arbitrarily deciding what's going on, and people going and robbing their own banks. That will come here. That will come here. As you said, this will get worse before it gets better, unless we learn and we start buying Bitcoin, trading in our fiat for Bitcoin, and then putting it in self-custody. That is a revolution, the peaceful revolution. So I appreciate you being here. Please share this out. The algorithm hates truth. Question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself. Trust but verify. Please trust what I'm saying, but verify what I'm saying. Don't take my word for it. This is not financial advice. It's freedom advice, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.